Any type of information is always good to help with the understanding of the type of woman that you're looking for.
We're more of a premium dating site. We're not a do-it-yourself type site out there, which most dating sites are. You put up a profile, she puts up a profile, maybe you two will connect, maybe you won't, but no one's in there helping or assisting. Whereas with us, it's totally different. There's a lot, and I mean a lot of assistance that the women get and the men get as well. In so many different levels of this site, from the tours, from the introductions, correspondence, video calls. There's a lot of work that goes into all of this to try to get you guys together, which is why when you use a site like this, you get much more exposure, you get much better responses and more interest, because you have a whole team working for you, pushing and trying to get the women interested as much as possible in you. And this is one of the things that you're helping doing by using this site. You have to understand that. And when you go over and you're meeting these women, sometimes women may not want to come out. And the matchmakers tried their best to say, no, he's a wonderful guy. I met him. He's this, he's that, he's this. No, hardly any other site does that. But we do. We've been doing it for almost 30 years. And it's great because it's helped with a lot of marriages.
Does it help when you come to our office and use our service of our staff, employees? Does it really help you?
Yeah, I really felt comfortable with the staff. Like from my first trip to this trip that I'm on, they've been so helpful with recommendations about talking about a lady. What are the things that I'm looking for? Even after having a date, talking to them was like, this was, she's a really great woman, but just not a good fit for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good to get their opinion, and because they know some of the women really well, and it helps. Any type of information is always good to help with the understanding of the type of woman that you're looking for. Because if you keep choosing dates with the wrong type of woman, your experience here is not going to be good. And that's one of the big things that really helped me out, that the staff was there. There was a time where I didn't have a date and I was walking around. I could just go to the office and sit down and chat, feel like you're friends. They feel like you're home. Like you said, I feel very comfortable talking to the staff, and with sometimes restaurant recommendations, where to go buy certain souvenirs, and having that support for just me coming by myself, is also very important, because it also makes me feel more comfortable.
When I first got here, the first couple of days, I felt a little bit uncertain, but after the first social, I think I settled down completely. And man, the women have been just really super nice, easy to talk to, very low-key, traditional, and the kind of women that I definitely want. I don't want that hardcore, in-your-face, very opinionated, aggressive. Unfortunately, many American women are like that, so it's been difficult dealing with them, and I much prefer the more traditional type of woman.
Jonathan says, I'm in correspondence with a girl in Canada. Is it possible to Skype with a girl in Canada? Jonathan, it is possible and should be possible to Skype with virtually anyone on our site. And I, as one, highly recommend doing that as opposed to a lot of correspondence, because when you Skype, you can see more about what she's all about. She gets to see more about what you're all about, and you don't have this correspondence thing to hide behind, right? And, and again, we're going to talk about correspondence in just a little bit, but with the correspondence too, it goes through matchmakers, it goes through third parties, and they get assistance and they get help. And so there's going to be three of you basically involved in that. And even on a Skype call, there's going to be a third person on there. But at least on a Skype call, you can see her more. And even if she's getting assistance with language translations and things like that, you have a better idea of what she's really saying and what's going on, as opposed to just correspondence. So I am a huge fan of trying to do a Skype call, the sooner the better, actually, before you do a lot of correspondence. Now, some women might want to do 1 or 2 letters before they agree to a 30-minute Skype call with someone, because if there's no chemistry or there's, they don't feel anything, haven't seen your photo, they may not want to just, commit to that. But once they know a little bit about you and they're open to it, then that's great. And so if you've been corresponding, Jeremy, with this person, then I would absolutely do it.
Hello guys, my name is Anna.
My name is Yana.
We're from Odessa, Ukraine, and during the wartime we were arranging Skype calls, arranging introductions, and today we want to answer some of your questions that you asked us about dating in Ukraine. Yana, through all this time, we're helping many of you guys to arrange Skype calls, introductions, and Yana, can you please tell us a little bit about how it work right now and what is better situation right now with Skypes or introductions in Ukraine?
For now, we have both. We set up dates in Ukraine, also in some countries in Europe, and also we are doing Skype. It's depends from the client what he likes.
How to arrange Skype call for client?
First, he should contact with the Phoenix office or contact to us and send ID lady, or maybe it can be few ladies that you like. And then we contact with the lady and set up comfortable time for you and for lady.
Can tell clients what is pluses of Skype, right? What is why he should choose Skype for a meeting, before coming here?
Skype is good for clients, for you. For example, if you corresponded with lady and you would like to see her personally, and you can talk with her. If she speaks English, you can talk directly to her. Also, when you arrange Skype, if lady doesn't speak English, we have an interpreter service. So that it's help to lady to translate for you.
Just today, someone told me about when I was talking to one of our affiliates, and they were saying how they just had a marriage with a woman who was 35 and the man was 31. Well, the woman really didn't have a lot of interest in meeting someone younger than she was. And if you know anything about the Ukrainians, usually they want the man to be 10, 15, 20 years older because they view men their own age, or especially younger, as just not being mature enough. Nowhere near mature enough, right? And that's just their view. And I know because I've been around it long enough. And so this woman really didn't want anything to do with him until the matchmakers pushed her to meet, convinced her that, he was more mature for his age, all that. And they finally met. That would have never happened on a regular traditional site where you have no one else pushing or helping the two to come together. And I can give you example after example after example of that. Even my own marriage with Tanya. She didn't want anything to do with me when I first met her. And some people actually said some nice things about me to her, which was wonderful, but she didn't want anything to do with me. I had to convince her how wonderful a person I am. And it took a long time, let me tell you. But if not for that social, if not for all the other people around, I probably would have never had a shot with her. So yeah, it really does matter, and it helps. Chris says, none of these women will ever judge anything about anyone. We had a young man from Taiwan that was shy. He did great. Yeah, that's what's really cool about this too, is that when you're in this social event, there's so much support. It's so much different than just being one-on-one. Some guys are like, I don't know, I couldn't be in that big area with all these women and these guys. But when you're there, it's different. Yes, it can be intimidating sometimes at first, but everyone's trying to help everyone too, pretty much. And so you just find your place. You fit in, and it's really cool, I think. So yeah, I would not worry about that at all, being shy or timid when you're there. Especially if we notice that you're a little bit shy, we will try to pair you with your matchmaker, who's going to be at your side all night, by the way, at these group events that you're seeing here. And we'll try to pair you with someone who's going to be a little more aggressive, a little more outgoing. And I think that helps some of the shyer guys. And all of a sudden they feel more comfortable because they have this, this aggressive wing woman who's at their side all night, helping them talk to the women, helping them get the dates. Again, this is another case, just like correspondence that we were talking about, where you have someone helping you talk to the women and helping the women talk to you. Even though you're right there in the room, they're still helping and they're going to put a little bit of their spin on the conversation. Same with correspondence. It's going to happen because you have a third person involved. There's one story that I think is kind of funny, actually. It's one of our executive clients was really, really in love with this woman in Odessa, and they thought that the two of them were meant for each other. She really did not speak much English, so she had a translator that was with them all the time. The translator was doing her best to translate, but when you're human, and when you're working with someone, you're gonna impart some of your personality, some of your spin on it. And so they're always together, and they were using the same matchmaker interpreter the whole time. And then when they went off on their own, they went to another country. I think it was Dominican or someplace. And it was just the two of them without that third person. And all of a sudden, it wasn't the same. It was like, oh, wow, we're missing something. Yeah, they were missing the third party who was kind of helping them along. And then they realized that maybe they weren't right for each other. And they ended up not getting married. And then she met someone else, and then she married that person. So a third party can have an influence in this. That's why I've always recommended when you're there, you're dating, that you use, if you need an interpreter, if the woman doesn't speak that much English, that you use different interpreters so that you get a better idea of what she's really like as opposed to the same one all the time. But again, that's going to happen when you have people helping. And sometimes it's really great, and sometimes it helps very well. Sometimes it can spin it a little bit. But you have to understand that can happen. And then if you understand that, then you're prepared for it.
All right, first things first. All right, I want to introduce you to the ladies who will be taking care of you here in Odessa. And actually, a couple of them will be going to Nikolai with us. All right, you've all met Anna. She's the manager here at Odessa. Anna, you want to introduce your staff?
Yes, my ladies, my assistants. And as I always say, I know everything, but I can do nothing without my assistants. First of all, it's Yana. The guys, somebody knows her already. She went with you to Kharkov. Then Anastasia and Maria. They've been working before. They know what they're doing. All arrangements about your dates, everything what you need, suggestions, money exchanges, everything. Come to girls, ask them. Interpreters, basically anything what you need in Odessa and in Nikolaev. Probably you can come, you can ask your ladies, and please provide them a list of the ladies that you want to meet. If you want to have dates, if they need to schedule something, they need the numbers, they need ladies. Okay? That's the first one. I'm responsible for you in Odessa. Odessa is my city, and I want you guys to have a good journey, good tour, and to help you to find the one. On the social, don't stick with one lady too long.
Right.
Tell your interpreter that every 10 minutes you want to walk and you want to see, every 5 minutes you want to see a different lady. If you see a lady and you don't know how to go to her, it's like, hey, I want to talk to that lady. Can you please arrange that? The interpreter will go to the lady, it's like, hey, that gentleman would like to talk to you. You wouldn't mind? And I'm sure the lady will be fine with that.
Interested? Learn more at
ukrainesingles.com.